What if one of the most powerful tools for better memory, sharper focus, and long-term brain health wasn't a pill, powder, or therapy, but a food sitting quietly in your fridge? Eggs have long been misunderstood. First demonized for cholesterol, now rediscovered for the brain-boosting powerhouse they really are. Forget fads and superfood hype. Real science shows that eggs support memory, attention, learning, and even mood, all because of their unique nutritional profile. We're not just talking about protein, we're talking about choline, lutein, zeaxanthin, B vitamins, tyrosine, and complete amino acids. Your brain doesn't run on willpower, it runs on raw materials. Eggs provide them, and most people don't realize it. This is about real research, nutrient timing, daily structure, and how to use eggs to strengthen cognition at any stage of life. Let's start with the most important brain nutrient in eggs, choline. Choline is a precursor to acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter deeply involved in attention, learning, and memory formation. Without enough choline, your brain can't make enough acetylcholine. This disrupts signal transmission and slows down focus. One large egg contains around 140 to 150 milligrams of choline, and most of it is in the yolk. The recommended daily intake is 550 milligrams for men, 425 milligrams for women, but most adults fall short. 2 eggs get you more than halfway there, without supplements, powders, or strange health foods. Studies show that higher choline intake is associated with better memory test performance and slower cognitive decline in aging populations. A 2023 clinical trial showed that 300 milligrams of choline from eggs improved verbal memory in adults over 40 after several weeks of consistent intake. Choline also helps build the structure of every brain cell, forming phospholipids in your neural membranes. It supports methylation, a process that regulates genes, reduces inflammation, and supports mental health and detoxification. This makes choline one of the most fundamental brain nutrients, and eggs are one of the most concentrated natural sources available. Now let's talk about lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids also found in the yolk. These antioxidants accumulate in the brain's cortex and retina, where they help protect against oxidative stress and support cognitive performance. They're especially effective at neutralizing free radicals that damage neurons, especially as we age. Lutein levels in the brain are strongly correlated with better memory, processing speed, and visual learning skills. The body absorbs lutein from eggs much more effectively than from vegetables because of the yolk's fat content. Even though spinach has more lutein per gram, studies show you absorb more from eggs because of their bioavailability. This makes eggs a natural delivery system for brain-protective antioxidants, something no supplement can fully replicate. Regular egg consumption raises blood lutein and zeaxanthin levels in just a few weeks, helping to support both cognitive and eye health. This effect has been observed in children, adults, and the elderly, making it one of the few truly lifespan supportive nutrients. Eggs also contain vitamin B12, which supports the production of myelin, the insulating sheath around brain cells. Without healthy myelin, brain signals slow down, which affects everything from memory to mood to muscle control. Eggs also supply riboflavin, B2, selenium, and iodine, all of which support energy metabolism and nervous system stability. Then there's tyrosine, a dopamine precursor. Eggs contain this amino acid, which supports motivation, attention, and emotional resilience. Low tyrosine levels are associated with fatigue, brain fog, and poor concentration, especially under stress. When you eat eggs, you're not just feeding muscles, you're feeding neurotransmitters. They also contain all 9 essential amino acids, making them a complete protein source and an ideal base for any brain-friendly meal. Egg-based breakfasts have been shown to increase satiety, reduce snack cravings, and stabilize blood sugar throughout the day. Stable blood sugar is critical for brain health because glucose crashes create confusion, irritability, and decision fatigue. When you pair eggs with vegetables and fiber-rich foods, the combination promotes smooth digestion and mental clarity. Let's break down a simple formula: 2 eggs, plus greens, plus healthy fat, plus a complex carb. Brain fuel for 3 to 5 hours. Try scrambled eggs with spinach and olive oil on rye toast, or a veggie frittata with avocado, or shakshuka with tomatoes and onion. These meals help your brain start the day with raw materials it can actually use. No crash, no fog, just fuel. Many people skip breakfast entirely, but research shows that a protein-rich meal in the morning improves attention and task performance, especially in children and students. The brain responds well to rhythm. Repeating the same egg-based routine creates internal stability, which supports mental flow and creative output. And it's not just about the morning. Eggs can be part of lunch, dinner, or snacks, hard-boiled, soft-boiled, baked into meals, or eaten cold. Eggs are one of the few whole foods that support memory, attention, satiety, vision, and energy, all in one item. They also remain one of the most affordable, nutrient-dense foods per gram, making them a no-excuse option for almost any budget. In pregnancy, eggs help provide the extra choline needed for fetal brain development and neural tube formation. In kids, eggs support focus, growth, and retinal development, while offering a stable protein source without added sugar. In older adults, eggs help maintain muscle mass, visual health, and micronutrient levels that may protect against neurodegeneration. For plant-based eaters, choline can be found in soy, broccoli, quinoa, and wheat germ, but in smaller amounts. If eggs are tolerated, they provide an easy way to meet intake targets for brain-critical nutrients, with less volume and cost. Let's be clear, no single food is a miracle, but some foods provide foundational compounds the brain simply needs, and eggs are one of them. You wouldn't build a house without bricks. Don't try to build a focused, stable mind without choline, B12, and complete protein. Eating eggs once won't change your brain, but eating them 3 to 5 times a week in a balanced, plant-supported pattern absolutely can. The key is repetition. Your brain doesn't change from what you do once. It changes from what you do consistently. Think of egg-based meals as brain rehearsals, feeding your focus, memory, and resilience every single time. Make it easy. Boil a dozen eggs on Sunday. Store in the fridge. Eat 2 each morning with greens or fruit and a healthy fat. Build rituals around them. Tea or coffee, eggs and toast, notebook or journal. Anchor your brain's rhythm with something predictable. If you don't like plain eggs, mix them into stir-fries, blend into savory oat bowls, or make veggie-packed breakfast burritos. Need to go portable? Make muffin-sized baked eggs with onion, spinach, and feta. Freeze them. Heat in 30 seconds when needed. Eating on a budget. A dozen eggs costs less than most protein bars and offers way more actual nutrients. Still worried about cholesterol? The latest meta-analyses show no increased risk of heart disease from eating up to 1 egg per day for healthy people. Context matters. An egg with vegetables and whole grains supports your system. An egg with processed meat and fries does not. The yolk contains 90% of the nutrients in an egg. If you're tossing it, you're removing the brain benefits. So, unless advised by a doctor, eat the whole egg. You need what's in that yolk. If you have diabetes or elevated LDL, personalize your approach. But don't avoid eggs blindly. Many cardiologists now say they're fine in moderation. Eggs are versatile. You don't need to eat them the same way daily. What matters is that they show up on your plate regularly. In cultures across the world, from Japan to North Africa to South America, eggs have always been used as both medicine and meal. They're symbolic of life, strength, new beginnings, and biologically, they truly contain all the parts needed to grow a life. Let's go one step deeper. What if eggs don't just support focus and memory, but help prevent cognitive decline? Studies show that diets rich in choline, lutein, and B12 are associated with lower risks of Alzheimer's disease and age-related memory loss. One observational study found that people who regularly consumed eggs had lower rates of cognitive decline, particularly in the areas of memory and language. Another study showed that individuals with higher lutein levels in their brain had better white matter integrity, the internal wiring of your cognition. And still, most people don't eat enough choline or lutein to reach protective levels. That's why eggs matter more than most foods. They don't just fill gaps, they prevent deficits from forming. They're the insurance policy your brain may need later in life. Eggs also help regulate appetite hormones, like ghrelin and leptin, which control hunger, satisfaction, and cravings. A stable appetite rhythm supports better sleep, more consistent energy, and fewer mental dips in the afternoon. Eating 2 eggs for breakfast has been shown to reduce calorie intake by up to 400 calories throughout the day, without increasing hunger. That's not just weight support, that's cognitive support, because every crash avoided is a mental win. Eggs also support mood regulation. Choline, tyrosine, and B vitamins all contribute to neurotransmitter synthesis that balances anxiety, depression, and stress response. If you're feeling wired, foggy, or emotionally chaotic, don't skip breakfast. Make eggs part of your stabilizing routine. If you want a sharper mind, clearer thinking, and stronger memory, don't wait for a supplement to fix you. Start with what you can control. You don't need a superfood. You need a foundation. Eggs are that foundation. Simple, affordable, science-backed, and consistent. If this gave you clarity, share it with someone who's overwhelmed or fogged out. Follow or subscribe for more real food, real science, without myths, noise, or gimmicks. This is about building a better brain, one meal at a time.